The PlayStation, officially abbreviated to PS and commonly known as PS1 or its codename PSX, is a home video game console developed and marketed by Sony Computer Entertainment. The console was released on the 3rd of December 1994 in Japan, 9th of September 1995 in North America, and 29th of September 1995 in Europe, and 15th of November 1995 in Australia. As you can see, it's a very nice looking console. Mine's a little yellow on the back, and you can see it visually right here. However, it's not that bad on the front, and this one's generally good looking console compared to some of the other ones. A little just a camera angle there. So we've got 3 buttons here: open button, power button, and reset button. Reset button does what you think it'd do. It resets the console. Power button turns it on and off. Open button opens the CD tray. Now, this is a very big opening of a CD tray. I don't really like this design, as I have about this, I have about this height of the space between my shelf where I put all my games, which is not a lot, from like touching the ground to here, but it's usually enough to do most of these. However, this is such a massive CD tray opening that I can't exactly always easily fit it under there without it popping all the way up. Same problem with my GameCube, but what are you gonna do? So on the back here, we've got serial I/O, AV multi-out, and AC in. So sorry, I'm a little sick right now. Serial I/O, I'm not exactly sure what that does. AV multi-out, it's kind of useful, and AC in is the power in port, and that's very useful. However, I have the wrong model, the later model. That doesn't include the extension port, which goes right there normally. I'm talking about this port, this one right here. It's not on mine, as you can see. This is disgusting. It literally looks like some ugly mod gone wrong. Kind of like this NES top loader mod, which puts composite video in, which is great, except the left audio channel is slightly down from the right in the video, and the left and right audio is separated from the video, meaning that there's a space in here. Ew! About the console's looks anymore. It's about what games it plays. You got some classics as Spyro, Year of the Dragon, Rayman, Gran Turismo 2, and yeah, so maybe some of the games weren't so good. But all consoles have good games and bad games, so we're just gonna have to check out both. Let's take a moment to check out the box covers for all of these games. They're all very different, so we'll have to check out each one. I'm lucky enough to have all different types of PlayStation games. You've got your 2-disc game, your collector's edition game, your greatest hits game, and your normal PlayStation game. Start out with your normal PlayStation game. When you look at this, it just screams PlayStation. It's got the PlayStation logo, and it's got the next Tetris written directly on the front. That's not scream PlayStation. I hate this game. It's very bad. I'll tell you why. But these all generally have a pretty nice back cover. They're all the same, I think. Yeah. You can see the similarities here. Logos go here. Barcode goes there. The category. The amount of players. This is generally something that the majority of game systems have followed in the tracks of the PlayStation. This is also a very great design because it encourages people to hang on to the cases. You can see through here that all of my Super Nintendo and N64 games have no cases. Even some of the GameCube games have no cases. But all of these games have cases because no one lost them, because no one wanted to get rid of them. They had nowhere to put them. Another innovative design so that they wouldn't lose parts is that the instruction booklet is the cover. as you can see. This is excuse me, I'm very sick. This is innovative because it meant that if anyone lost the instruction booklet, then they would instantly lose the front cover. And that's very bad if you kind of want to know what your game is. This meant that no one would lose the box or the manual, and that the majority of every game would still be in its complete original copy form. Unlike, well, the Super Nintendo games, which don't exactly have a case. Now it's time to talk about the greatest hits, which, if you've seen the Scott the Woz, then you know these look absolutely awful on a shelf. Well, it isn't as bad as Player's Choice. Definitely, it's pretty noticeable and kinda awful. It ruins the look of the games, especially when on a shelf. And the bright green color's awful, especially in my game case over there, which you can't see now because I don't have the lights on. The collector's edition is a lot less obnoxious. It's just got it's got inverted colors, which I like the touch of, and it doesn't affect the spine. This is how you do a limited edition / collector's edition version of a game. Not this. This is ugly. PlayStation, are you listening? Because you didn't really go down the right path. Let's just say that. Because some of your spines of your games do not look very good. Well, so let's move on to the double disc games. This is very thick. I like it. Unfortunate thing about this is that there's a crack in this case, though I can't replace the spine because it's a very unique kind of disc format, and they don't make many of these. You can't easily put those in. But these don't go really together well. Gotta be honest. This falls out very easily. As you can see, it was on that side. So these aren't kept in very well. But they are separate manuals from the cover, and it is a very interesting way to do this. The discs are black. This is awesome, okay? I literally have never seen discs that look like that, and I applaud you, Sony, oh God, can't even speak English today, because practically no one does this, like, at all. It's pretty interesting, and you clearly went down the right path with that, because your next console used blue discs, and that was DVDs, so it proved that Nintendo and Xbox kind of had to step up their game. Anyway, I've got all these things, so what else could you possibly need with a PlayStation that I could possibly have? Yeah, to be honest, not a real big fan of this controller. As you can see, the button pads very much tear easily, the rubber on the joysticks. And this is like this for, like, 2 out of the 4 of my controllers. Some of them are on the left stick, but whatever. But the analog does feel very nice. I like the clicky analog pads. This is much better than some of the other ones. It actually feels much more like a button than super loud clicks when you press it down. It is it is audible. You can definitely hear this, but with basically any of the buttons, you can hear it. But that's where the pros stop, and now for the cons. This button does not feel good, and these just feel okay. But that doesn't really matter, does it? Well, I have a bit of a gripe over this analog button, because I really will just forget to press it, do this for 10 to 5 seconds, and then remember, oh, there's the analog thing, or just go back to using the D-pad because I'm in the middle of a game. Speaking of which, the D-pad, and all the rest of the buttons. They feel awful and mushy. I don't know, maybe it's just how the game controllers age, but this definitely just does not feel that great on any of my controllers. They definitely are clicky, but that does not make them feel good when they're pressed down. Occasionally, I try to plug the controller port into the memory card, but this isn't a very big deal because then I easily remember that's supposed to go in there. there are two ports, 1, 2, and this is kind of strange because the Sega Dreamcast had 4 controller ports, the N64 had 4 controller ports, and I'm pretty sure, I might be wrong about this, I think that the Sega Saturn had 4 controller ports. But does that even really matter at that point? Me into my next point. Memory cards. These are actually pretty nice looking. I've got the clear blue one, which makes it so that you can see all of the chips and board. And it actually is very appealing to look at. I would say that this memory card looks nicer than the GameCube memory cards, but I don't actually have an official one. I know the official ones and what they look like, and I've seen a side-by-side comparison, but unfortunately I will not be able to compare them for this video. But I definitely can say that the GameCube memory cards look much better than the PlayStation memory cards. It just slots in, and it really does look pretty good. You can see I tried to plug the memory card into the controller port. It's a big problem with this. The controller port fits into both of them, and the memory card looks like it could fit into that port. But yeah, I say that it kind of looks ugly while it's sticking out like that. But I personally think that it looks really great, especially when a controller's plugged in while you're playing your game. It's just so packed. It fits in practically perfectly. But after all, it was made that way. So, yeah, good job, Sony. Anyway, with all that covered, I think it's time to play the games. Stupid thing. There we go. Whoops. Ah, the glorious, glorious Ps1 intro. One of the most classic intros ever, in my opinion. What's not so classic is the menu, which is sort of, unfortunately, awful. You have your memory card and CD player. First of all, why is everything off to the side? I get that it's all about aesthetic, but there's so much empty space on this menu screen. On the redesign, they had the CD player option on the right and the memory card option on the left, and it was 2 big circles. Why couldn't they do that for this? That makes much more sense. So let's go to the memory card first. It is a very nice memory card area. You know, you got your flashy kind of things on their left, and you know, got all of the stuff that you could possibly need. Kind of necessary if you just got a new memory card and you just want to kind of dump everything off of it. CD player is also very nice. I don't like the colored buttons though, and the paint kind of palette. It just makes it come off as cheesy, you know? Also, as you know, this console output's composite, so you're not going to get the best audio out of this thing. You might want some higher tech audio equipment than a few composite cables. But, you know, I guess it's pretty good. Yeah, I bet nobody probably bought a PlayStation for the CD player, so yeah, let's start up a game. A game in. Yet again, the logo. Except this time, it's a little different. Yeah, that's right. There's also the PlayStation logo, which you'd think would be what appeared when the system boots up. but it doesn't. So this is Rayman, as you can see. It takes a little bit to load, but that's alright. We'll just skip that. Ubisoft logo. Kind of like the old logo over the new logo. Neat old CGI. You know, let's just skip past this. Hopefully you've played Rayman before. It's a great game. Nice CGI again. And you're presented with start or press to or X button. Alright. So, as you can hear already, it has CD quality audio. That is because it is a CD game. Now you have two options usually for most of these games. Use a memory card or use password. Those are for the games that save, obviously. So, obviously we're going to use a memory card. Not all of them have the password option. And by the time the GameCube and Xbox and PlayStation 2 came out, that password option was mostly extinct. But for now we're going to use the memory card function. Because we have a memory card in. This is my file. We're going to start that. Now, there's a problem with these discs. Occasionally, they will decide to crap out on you and look like they don't want to work. However, this is not actually true. You can clean them very easily by running them under the sink. Now, we can move our characters around here. That's just a save point. Alright. Let's show a little bit of this game. It's a very interesting game, as it's one of the only 2D platformers on PlayStation 1. Everyone was trying to do 3D, like the game that I'll show you next, which is Spyro the Dragon. So, this is a pretty good looking game. As you can hear, very nice CD audio quality that the N64 did not have, because it did not use CDs. And this is a very nice game. You got the punch function, obviously. It's overall built well. You can do a lot of things in it. It feels very nice and satisfying when you hit characters. The punch just feels satisfying in general. And each level's not too long. Always the perfect size. Now let's start Spyro. You're the dragon. This is Spyro Year of the Dragon. Released in 2000. Wow. It's actually much more recent than you'd expect. This game came out a long time ago. Wow. Alright. Insomniac Games. Now, this is a good time to show this. This game has analog support. When you press this button, it has a red light. That's the analog button. It makes the joysticks do things. So, let's show that off. So, here's Spyro. You're the dragon. As you can see, when I move this joystick, it moves forward. It's pretty quick response time. In particular, Spyro's a little clunky. You don't always like to respond in the quickest times compared to the D-pad. So, yeah, I'd consider that pretty good. So, as we can see, this works pretty well with the D-pad, but once you switch over the joystick, you can never go back. Of course, the joystick is not compatible with all games, and there was a controller released with only one of the... Only one of the... no joysticks at all. There was just D-pad. So, in some cases, I actually like to use the D-pad for some games. Gran Turismo 2, I like to use the D-pad, but For other games like Spyro Year of the Dragon, I do like to use the joysticks, and they are pretty nice, honestly. This game is, in my opinion, a really good game. You definitely would want to get this game. It requires you to use all your moves, and it actually is a really nice, satisfying game. I'm always looking for satisfaction when I complete a game. It's fun to complete this game. There's so much to collect that this game, you could end up spending hours on it, and really not be going anywhere with it. My game's a little scratched, so it's got some weird audio problems. That's alright. It's fine to make a sound. Crap. Yeah, this game is just great. Nice music, even if a little stuttery on my disc. Doesn't really matter though. I like this game. Gotta play it more often. Now, let's go for a little round of Gran Turismo 2. So, as I told you, Gran Turismo 2 has 2 discs. What are these 2 discs, though? Well, the one that I have right in now is arcade mode, because that's easy. That's the reference manual. But then there's simulation mode, as you can see here. It focuses. Hold on. Oh, and it says that there's no disc in. That means that there's a oh, never mind. It's working. Yeah. Let's see if this will... Okay. Never mind. That disc says simulation mode, though. Just know that. Okay, let's play some Gran Turismo 2. Hopefully this disc does not have a problem with it. Yeah, it doesn't appear to. Let's play. You can also hear, probably, the sound of the disk drive buzzing. And that is normal. It's supposed to do that. I don't know why it does that. It's a very loud system, actually. Not as loud as the original Xbox. It is pretty loud. So let's play. Lots of menus. Alright, so this is more of the simulation type of game. This game came out in 1998, and wow, is that impressive. Considering the levels that this thing is at, and just how detailed everything is. So, let's start. Oh, wrong button. Gotta remember the controls again. This clunky looking control thing. Alright. Oh yeah. Automatic shifting. Sorry, not manual. The music is, again, very nice CD quality music. And, again, it is very nice. It feels good to do this. And when you mess up, it feels awful. You can barely regain your control on the track. But, you know, that's just how Gran Turismo 2 works. It's designed to punish the players that aren't playing right. You gotta take it slow. It's not like Sonic. You're not going super fast. Even though it's a racing game, you need to learn your boundaries. And that's really what I like about this game. I'm not really good at Gran Turismo 2. It is a fun game, though. So, that was the good. But now, we gotta check out the bad. Oh no. This is the next Tetris. Oh boy. There we go. Now the camera's all straightened out. After sitting through like a minute of intro cutscenes, though. A game. Sorry, still sick. You know, a game is really bad when you sit through 15 minutes worth of intro cutscenes. Hey, though, at least we got Blue Planet software. Not bulletproof software, just Blue Planet software. This might not be the right control. There we go. Okay, let's play this awful game. Also, text boxes are hideous, as you may, have guessed. And wow, the music is loud. Let me turn that down. This is the next Tetris. Oh, I just changed the channel. Dandy. God, this is going awful. Alright, hold on. First, the camera's out of focus. Then I changed the channel instead of volume. Yeah. The music's okay, I guess. But it's not great, is it? It's the best part about this game, I can tell you now. So let's try the next Tetris. You know, it's what it presents you with. So we'll go with silver, because that's my save. By the way, this uses up 2 blocks of save, which is an awful amount, considering reasons that you'll find later. So, this is the game. It looks awful, first off. I guess some of the moving things are okay, but it's just gross, you know? You have too much going on here. And when the blocks clear, it's super slow. So you have to wait 10 seconds or something. You have to wait 2 seconds probably. I'm way over exaggerating. I don't want to be like my dad. Where I'm just waiting for the block to go. Also, there's no lines on the screen, so I made a mistake like that where I thought it was above. And the blocks move not in like rows like every other Tetris game. This one moves smoothly. I personally don't really like this, but trust me when I say that that the game known as Tetris Worlds did this much better. So I'm messing up a lot here. It's kind of useless. You got to get all the way to the bottom. Kind of annoying. And you do this over and over again. After you complete this level, it's just over and over again. So guess what? That's just one of the 2 modes. Maybe the other mode will be better. Just maybe. Oh yeah, and the joysticks aren't supported. Oh, whoops. Jeez, I'm just selecting that. Alright. Tetris Classic. Please be better. It's just gotta be. Nope. This is practically the same thing. So maybe the point scoring is good. Well, let's just see. I'll get to a reasonable score. Jeez, I gotta build all of this up. Just watch some gameplay of this. Jesus. What just happened? No idea what that was. Oh, that's a CD player. Weird. Okay, guess we're restarting. I'll bring you guys back once I've got this. Just wanted to point out, when I screw up, I have to cancel game, press the quick game, then I go all the way back here. Classic Tetris again, and then it's back. That actually takes quite a moment, instead of the simple retry on every other Tetris game. Okay, hold on. Okay, I'm back. I did it. Let's see how many points this scores. Can't be that bad, right? 16. 16 measly small points. That is sad. Actually sad. Do you all know how many that would be in a normal Tetris game? 1,000. This is a depressing game, and I do not recommend it to anyone. Don't play this game. It's just not good. This is one of the worst games for the PlayStation, in my opinion. There aren't many games that are worse than this one, because the PlayStation really did have pretty solid library. But this game just does not feel, look, or even play good. Definitely a thumbs down. And that was the PlayStation. I honestly do really like this console. It was awesome. It's just fun, you know? And sometimes fun's all you need for a quick game or two with your friends, you know? It has 2 players, that kind of sucks, you know? I've got a lot of friends. Hard to believe. But it is a really solid system, I must admit. Not the greatest system ever made, I must be honest. But it is honorable. This is SilverStar555, and thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.